Good morning, everybody. This is Eureka John, Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live on Theta TV at 5:33 in the morning, May 4th, 2021. And yes, I could use that overused joke, May the 4th be with you. And I guess I just did. What time is it? It's 5:33. Okay, yes. And what's up, Sikawasta Rasta? I don't know if you're just tuning in now or if this was left over from yesterday's broadcast. But so I'm up early. It's a Tuesday morning. I got to go to work today and doing my morning deal as usual. I've been broadcasting live every morning since February 6th, and then been broadcasting on this channel, Theta TV /Eureka John, since October 24th, 2020. And this is how I come at you live, but then I also record it for YouTube, for BitChute and BitTube, and then I'm up on Twitter and float.app. Oh yeah, and I always leave a copy up on Patreon too. Not that I'm trying to bum for money, because I don't shill anything. This is just my video blog, and I'm not some kind of pro daddy at anything. I'm just learning about crypto, and just kind of decided to put a camera on myself and document it as I fumble through this crap. And that way, hopefully, you can learn some stuff along with me, and you can see my progress, and I can track my progress. And then if you have any questions, feel free to ask me questions. And if you have any specific projects or topics you want me to hit on, I'll definitely be happy to look into that, because anything crypto, I'm open game, unless it's like some kind of scam or something like, 1000x guaranteed. I don't do that, and I don't do TA, no technical analysis. Not that I have anything wrong with technical analysis, I just can't do it. I'm a dollar cost average guy, which means I just kind of put in on a regular basis, no matter what the market looks like, and I've done pretty well with that. I got into crypto late 2018, and it's been dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, Chainlink, Theta Network, Ethereum, and several other projects like Aave, and it's all done pretty well for me. So let's take a quick look. I do want to check Transaction Street real quick, because I just tried to put some staking, some BNT, Bancor Network tokens up on Bancor, and it was going to cost me $110 to stake 100 tokens. I just wanted to try to stake a few tokens just to try it out, because the Bancor Network is advertising some pretty interesting rates right now. They have something called single-sided liquidity, to where you don't have to add an equal amount of both tokens. You can just add one token. So I was going to add 100 tokens, but that was going to cost me $110 to do. So I backed out of that. But if you kind of want to see what the deal is with Bancor right now, it is where you can swap tokens, kind of like in the same style as Uniswap. It's an automated market maker type of format setup type of thing. And as you can see, they have some really interesting rewards going on right now. 60% and 7.18% for Ethereum, and all these pairs, and they got 25 pages worth of pairs. And you can swap them back and forth. You can add and get some good APR on it as well. So Bancor Network looks to be like a really good platform. I haven't really touched on it because I don't know much about it, honestly. But I mean, it looks like Kyber Network. It looks like Uniswap. So right along those lines, I just happened to have come across some Bancor Network tokens because I was messing around with Loopring, the layer 2 solution for Ethereum here, and it allows you to upload some Ethereum to their platform, and from there you can do the whole trading game. And I say I'm a dollar cost average guy, but I like to get in and play around and mess around. So I was messing around with some trades on Ethereum, and I ended up liquidity mining and in their pool. So I traded for some Bancor Network token just because I just kind of aped into it and just wanted to trade something. So I put it into Ethereum and BNT, and as a result, I got a bunch of BNT tokens out of it. And so I took those BNT tokens, pulled them out off of layer 2, and then put them in my Layer 1 wallet, and then I went over to Bancor Network and came over here, and yeah, so decided I wanted to possibly do some staking on the Bancor Network. Well, no, it's not working for me, but and then I decided to put up 100 tokens on the Bancor Network, a single-sided liquidity pool, but then I saw it was going to cost me $100 in Ethereum gas fees to do so. So it just goes to show with the fees the way they are at the current level. I mean, Ethereum Layer 1 is really, I think, in the future not going to be meant for the plebes like me and the average folk. It's going to be used for the institutions because they could care less about a $100 bank gas fee. So there's a glass ceiling there that's developed, kind of goes antithetical to the whole vision of Vitalik Buterin, who wanted to create an equal for all type of cryptocurrency and smart contract platform, but that's not been the case, and that's why there's Layer 2 solutions, and why I think that other smaller Ethereum virtual machine type of platforms like Cardano and Zilliqa and all that and Theta will be finding their own niches as well. So there is a future for everybody and every project in the crypto space, and this kind of demonstrates it with me wanting to stake 100 tokens and having to pay $110 gas fee for it, and me saying, nah, I don't think I'll do that, and then I'll go back over to Layer 2 and mess around. So yeah, natural progression of things. Anyways, take a quick look at the market. Let me refresh this page. Oh yeah, I was looking over at Transaction Street. I just wanted to take a quick look at the gas fees currently right now. Offline trade. Okay, so median ETH transfer fees $3.29. Median ETH contract fee is $14.85. So yeah, I didn't experience $14.83 for a contract fee, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, okay, so that's Transaction Street. According to Transaction Street, the traffic is low and the fees are low, but yeah, sometimes when you get in a lot of these more elaborate, type of staking pool and DeFi lending platforms, what drives the gas prices high, yes, is congestion and traffic, but it's also the amount of space used for a smart contract. So the more complex a smart contract gets, the higher the gas fee is going to be. So, and single-sided liquidity sounds like it could be kind of a complex smart contract. So Bitcoin's at $56,453.84. It's dipped a little by 3.4% in the past 24 hours. But Ethereum has done the opposite, and it's funny, man. You just see on Twitter and everybody just completely losing their minds, calling it the flippening. Ethereum's gonna flip Bitcoin, and I don't know if I would go that far. Come on, guys. But I mean, Ethereum. I do love Ethereum. I love me some Ethereum, and it's doing very well. There are a lot of things going for Ethereum right now with Ethereum 2.0, aka Serenity, rolling out, with the sharding, the roll-ups, the EIP 1559, and the deflation mechanism built into that. So yeah, there's a whole lot of reason to buy Ethereum. I'm not encouraging you to buy the top, but there are some people who are really into Ethereum that are encouraging you to buy now. There will probably be some kind of pullback here, and not to back what it previously was, but there will be a pullback, and that might be a better time to buy. But yeah, like I said, I'm not like some kind of pro or anything, so don't rely on what I'm saying here. Yeah. Binance coin 655.45, XRP $1.49, the Doge, and fifth place 48 cents. Yeah, I think Oakland A's was accepting Doge for tickets and stuff as well as Bitcoin, and it's probably a good choice on their part at this point. The Dallas Mavericks, of course, Mark Cuban's all about that Doge, and he's accepting Doge in the Doge store. And I know the amount of transactions, people actually using Doge, is low, but it's just interesting to see. Tether being Tether. Oh, it's $1.01. Oh my God, Tether. All right, Tether, stablecoin. It's always going to be $1 if you don't know. All right, Cardano $1.34, Polkadot $36.96, Uniswap $42.41, Litecoin $318.86, and everything's up in the past 7 days. Look at this, it's all green. Even Tether. Bitcoin Cash $1,030, 32. Dang, man. All right. Chain link 4232. My stinky link. I love my chain link. My link, baby. You know. Oh, I love my link. So yeah. I think is Sergey Nazarov Satoshi Nakamoto? I mean, probably not, but I mean, just look into it. Search Sergey Nazarov Satoshi Nakamoto and just pull it up. If you're bored, you're gonna go down a wormhole. Especially with this recent video where he was doing an interview with that guy Lex Friedman or something, and he's sitting there doing Morse code, and basically saying Sergey SN equals SN or something like that with Morse code, while he was being directly asked if he is Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, I just love thinking about that type of stuff. Got my cork board there, just kind of hypotheticating and stuff. Theta Network, I'm gonna skip all of those. Theta Network down is at $11.18. I keep saying good things are coming for Theta Network. I fully, wholeheartedly believe that. That's why I'm broadcasting live on Theta Network. So I got a lot of faith in the Theta Network token. I keep building up that T-fuel by running my nodes and my edge nodes, and then I keep buying Theta token at these prices any chance I can get. So payday for me is every bi-weekly. So I always put a little bit into Theta, and I buy a little bit of Ethereum and Bitcoin each time, and some Chainlink. So that's just what I've been doing for the past year. And then I'll probably trade some Ethereum for some other types of tokens, or and kind of dick around with some altcoins as well. Yeah, so if you want to take a quick look at my portfolio, basically I'm not going to show you percentages or amounts or anything like that, but this is basically what I have. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Uniswap, Chainlink, Theta Network, Aave, Cosmos, Polygon, Crypto.com, Synthetic Networks, Hedera, Hashgraph, Zilliqa, Celsius, Basic Attention Token, Bancor Network, Voyager Token, Ren, Loopring, Ocean Protocol, Quant, Energy Web Token, Bitcoin Standard Hash Rate Token, Fetch, Singularity, Audius, Rocket Pool, Arc, Unibright, Syntropy, Secret, Library, Alliance Block, Nimic, Etherisk, Dip, Lambda, Minty Art, Governance, Gzil, and Theta Fuel. That is my portfolio. Probably a lot of these are just like slivers of percentages in there. So okay, so I came across a couple really good articles. I've been kind of plagued a lot lately with the whole Bitcoin's bad for the environment and all this stuff. I don't want to believe that. I know proof of work uses a lot of energy, and energy produces carbon, and carbon gets into the atmosphere and all that stuff. Oops, wrong account. I just feel like there's a lot of propaganda going on, and a lot of agendas being pushed and narratives being pushed. So it's hard to know what to believe. I think that we're given a chance and an opportunity right now to subvert an entire banking system that has completely consumed us. So I wanted to dig in a little bit, because when people say, well, isn't Bitcoin energy intensive, and you see Bill Maher up there talking about how horrible it is and for the environment and all this stuff, and you're just like, I know they're spouting propaganda, and I know they're totally wrong, but I don't really know how to counter the argument. And so I did what I do. I kind of just started digging in, and I found this really interesting article on, oh dude, are you serious? It's not 404, not there. Alright, so let's see here. I'll have to Google this value walk Bitcoin environments, because this is a really good article, and I don't want to skip over this. So hold on. Value walk Bitcoin environment energy. That should lead me to environment. Yeah, all right, so that should hopefully lead me to it. So anyway, IN81. Good morning, new to Theta here. I started watching after buying Theta token. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, well, thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not your biggest YouTuber out there, but I do what I can do, and I'm not really. Well, I'm not even a YouTuber. I'm a theta streamer, and yeah, I'm just kind of exploring crypto here and doing my deal. So, okay, so this, I think, energy problem coin does. Okay, so this, I think, is the correct article. So let's take a look. Okay. Does Bitcoin have an energy problem? CoinDesk. Okay. So, to commemorate Earth Day, CoinDesk will release an in-depth report that debunks the widely believed theory that Bitcoin is bad for the environment. The report, titled "Does Bitcoin Have an Energy Problem?" breaks down below key themes. Critics claim Bitcoin is terrible for the environment. This is not true. I knew it! Bitcoin uses a relatively clean energy mix, and there is a meaningful investment into renewable powered Bitcoin mining. Okay? Bitcoin provides a means to monetize wasted energy, improving the financial standing of energy companies, allowing for investment into clean energy production and transportation. Bitcoin has inspired innovative uses for potential pollution to power the network and some Bitcoin mining side effects that could reduce the cost of heating and other energy intensive uses. So yeah, they just kind of give a whole, rundown of what Bitcoin is and proof of mining and all that stuff. Let's see, Bitcoin's undeniable relationship with the environment so a common concern from these stakeholders is Bitcoin's undeniable relationship with the environment and energy consumption. What are some headwinds to the rise of what is known as environmental, social, and corporate governance investing? A growing number of institutions have recognized the importance and have implemented internal mandates. BlackRock and JP Morgan, for example, have made their ESG commitments public. Younger investors also want their money to benefit society and the environment, providing a map to where they will direct their funds as their wealth grows. Now, there are a lot of people that hate Bitcoin right now. Banks hate Bitcoin. A lot of the institutional players hate Bitcoin because it's given the plebes like me and you a chance to actually do something outside of their structured segregation system, if you will, their caste system, in which we have to have credit in order to become accredited investors in order to participate in their system. And I am not an accredited investor, and I can't participate in their system, even though I do have some pretty good retail credit. I'm not going to be allowed to go pull out some huge loan to start my own business. So there are ways to get around that if you can build up enough crypto and you can put it into DeFi and you can borrow against it as collateral, completely circumvent their system. And Bitcoin is a way to do this, and crypto is a way to do this, because I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. And it just pisses them off. So they're going to try to fight Bitcoin any way they can, and they're using it, the environment for it, because the environment is an important agenda. And a lot of times, really important topics get hijacked and coerced and co-opted to fight something that institutions don't like. What do you don't care about the environment? You don't care about future generations? What about the children? Are you racist? It's called gaslighting. When people take something and they make you look like you're the crazy one, because you're kind of questioning what's going on. I know you're right. I love the environment, but something's off. It's kind of right here with Bitcoin. You don't want to use Bitcoin. It's a scam. It destroys the environment. You don't care about the environment. No. Bitcoin is offering an opportunity for so many people right now, and we have to weigh the benefits. And there's a really cool thing down here. Let's see here. Okay, so those of you who don't know, Bitcoin achieves consensus through energy consumption, or work. Bitcoin's blockchain is typically referred to as a proof of work chain. Proof of work chain energy use is relatively transparent. There's only one step between energy input and Bitcoin output. As such, the energy footprint for Bitcoin is fully contained by the energy consumption of Bitcoin mining. This has made criticisms from Bitcoin's energy consumption easier than other industries, energy intensive or otherwise. For most of its early life, Bitcoin used relatively little energy, because people were doing it on their CPUs and basic GPUs and stuff like that. But then the ASIC miner came around, and these ASIC miners are these specialized computer hardware that does nothing but intensive hash rate and to solve these algorithms. and that takes a lot of energy. And in order to you have a high hash rate. In order to earn Bitcoin, your computer has to solve these algorithms and these math problems, and then the winner finds the Bitcoin transaction, and then it goes around and gets consensus from all the other nodes, and then it gets added to the block. And there is a limited supply. It's 21 million, and that's all there will ever be. But the energy consumption of finding those is pretty high. The actual transactions themselves are not high. And that being said, there's only a limited amount of those blocks to be found, and they are drastically reducing, and they get halved. The reward for it gets halved every 4 years. And then we're about 80% of the way through finding all those Bitcoins now. So there's not a whole lot of time left. So this energy consumption won't be a extreme long-term type of deal. You can think about Bitcoin as a simple economy that imports energy and exports a transfer security and minting of value. Using this framework, Bitcoin, the country, has a population of about 1 million people, the miners. Successfully transfers $3 to $4 trillion of value annually, secures a digital vault worth $1 trillion, and mints 20 billion of new value per year to facilitate transactions for 100 million unique parties. In this scenario, if Bitcoin were a country, because people compare Bitcoin to a country, they're saying, well, Bitcoin miners use more than Ukraine or Argentina. What do you think about that? In this scenario, if Bitcoin were a country, the prosperity of 1 million people would surely not be called out so readily as wasted energy. Bitcoin is not a country. Comparing its energy consumption to countries does not accomplish much beyond giving a reference point to the amount of energy that is being used. If we consider the top 10 countries in the world by energy consumption that have mining operations, Bitcoin at most makes up 1.29% of any country's total energy consumption. Using the United States, video game consoles make up 0.25% of energy consumption, while construction 2.2, commercial cooling 2.7, commercial ventilation 2.9, commercial lighting 3.0, and each make up roughly 2 to 3% of energy consumption respectively. So you can't say that, and then Bitcoin, that percentage of energy consumption taken up is spread out throughout the entire world in every country instead of just one country. So it's kind of an asymmetric comparison. So here's Bitcoin mining energy consumption, percent of total energy consumption of that country. China is 1.29%. The United States is 0.23%. Taken in comparison, video game consoles take up 0.25% of energy consumption. And then people say, well, you know what? It doesn't matter because it's still energy consumption, and all energy consumption is bad. Well, there are efforts right now that are being taken to do it with clean, renewable energy. And these statistics really surprised me. 76% of miners are using renewable energy resources as their energy mix. 39% of total energy for Bitcoin mining came from renewable energy sources in 2019 compared to 28% in 2018. And I know that 2020 has passed and 2021 is here, and they are making ever more efforts to do Bitcoin mining with renewable energy. There's power sources of the hashing facilities, of the mining facilities. Hydroelectric is 62% of it, and coal is 38%, natural gas 36%, wind is 17%, solar is 15%, nuclear 12%, geothermal 8%, and then other. They got a bunch of kids riding bicycles to produce energy for that 2%. I don't know. But the second factor is geography. 65% of the hash rates in China, whose energy generation mix is historically skewed heavily towards coal. China is also starting to make efforts to become more energy, to focus more on renewable energy as well. They've been getting pressure on them. Let's see. People criticize also hydroelectric energy is producing a bunch of methane, which is worse for the environment than other forms. But let's see here. So that is a criticism, and that's a very valid one. See here. In fact, China reportedly wastes a lot of potential hydroelectric power, especially during the wet season. Hydroelectric production capacity more than doubles the capacity of its energy grid. This sets the stage for Bitcoin miners to come into these areas and use otherwise wasted energy. So a lot of these plants produce more energy than they will ever need. So what these people are doing is they have these companies like Great American Mining. Let me go in and find Great American Mining here. Mining. Okay, so Great American Mining. I heard this guy, Great American Mining. That's the best way. Great American Mining. So Great American Mining. So, yeah. All right. So let's find this. Notice I'm using Start Page and not Google. It's a great search engine, and it doesn't tell me what it thinks I should find. It tells me what I want to find. So Great American Mining is a company that basically going to these job sites where there's natural gas or where there's plants that use too much, have a bunch of excess energy, and it finds a way to recycle all that energy that is being made that's not going to be used. And natural gas out in fracking areas, you see this flare over here, right there, and they flare off extra gas, or they have to decrease the pressure in a line, or they have to figure out how to regulate the pressure. That all that is just wasted energy. Well, if they could take that energy being just kind of dumped out and then apply it towards mining Bitcoin, it can help them gain some extra money, use that extra gas to hash power, and contribute in that way. So the Great American Mining Way, operational expertise, profitability mining Bitcoin requires a sufficiently deep and relatively broad understanding of several non-related fields of study. Our team designed and built our gas to hash system to withstand the harshest operating environments while maintaining maximum uptime. I mean, basically what these companies are doing is they're going out to these job sites where these fracking and these flare natural gas refineries and stuff like that, and these wellheads and everything like that, and they're going out there, and where they're just burning this stuff off, they hook up their little portable trailers with generators being powered by this stuff, and then they can mine Bitcoin with that. So it's pretty genius when you think about it, and it's a great way to use a bunch of wasted energy. Let's see here. There's the value walk. There's this other article over here. Nick Carter does an amazing job of breaking this down as well. So let's go down to the bottom where he talks about this. Oops, let's see here. Let's see here. Bitcoin can be okay. So hold on. Okay, I will come back to this. Yeah, let me go back over to this value walk article. Okay, so down here, where was it? Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin as a battery. Another critical characteristic of Bitcoin mining is that miners only need access to electricity and the internet in order to set up a successful mining operation. Bitcoin mining is mobile. A miner could mine in Bitcoin in a remote area with access to relatively cheap renewable energy that cannot be transported for use elsewhere. In this instance, the miner is using a stranded energy source. This could be economically impactful to communities near these stranded energy sources, as they're able to monetize their proximity to cheap energy resources. Given this, the mental model that is sometimes used among professionals in the industries is called Bitcoin a battery. This Bitcoin is not a battery. It's not physically storing energy, but the miners can use unused energy and convert it into Bitcoin. Bitcoin stores value, and then Bitcoin's acting as a value battery since it's taking trapped energy and converting it into value. Bitcoin does not make energy transferable, it makes value transferable. And you can take Bitcoin as a battery a bit further, but you have to acknowledge that Bitcoin is a free business to enter. Any innovation in mining that might make a miner more efficient than the rest will be short-lived. Bitcoin miner profitability is subject to the whims of the difficulty adjustment and price volatility. And then second, Bitcoin mining occurs all day. So with those things in mind, okay, so the best way to take a bit further, to set the stage as Bitcoin as a battery, you need to acknowledge that Bitcoin occurs all day and Bitcoin business is free to enter. With those in mind, Bitcoin miners can act as a load balancer by using excess electricity that is relatively cheap to mine Bitcoin in order to purchase electricity for whatever later use there is an energy supply and demand imbalance. Again, taking Bitcoin as a battery literally would again make the Bitcoin would make Bitcoin as a poor battery, but Bitcoin does not store a unit of energy for the use of the same unit of energy. Rather, it is storing a value of a unit for later use. In this way, we can take the likeness further and call Bitcoin a load balancing value battery. In the United States in particular, there's an acute need for investment in the transmission and distribution energy grid. As regulated utilities, energy companies are typically limited in both their means of generating revenue, the price they can charge consumers for energy. If energy companies build out a new revenue stream by setting up Bitcoin mining operations, then there will be more available capital to invest into grid and infrastructure improvements. And this is extremely relevant to me in Texas because we just had this massive freeze that shut down our entire energy grid that prided itself on being independent from the rest of the United States. And I do like the fact that the energy grid was independent from the United States, but then we never really foresee any type of freezes of this magnitude since we haven't had a freeze like this since 1949. So the infrastructure completely failed. So this would allow for infrastructure improvements and weird contingencies like what just happened for Texas. As Bitcoin mining expands, so does the demand for off-peak energy and available investment for electric grids. So they give some examples here. Green Ridge Generation in Dresden, New York, and is example of a power plant that took advantage of this by expanding into Bitcoin mining as a means for additional revenue stream. Green Ridge transitioned from coal-fired power generation to natural gas in 2017. In 2019, it set up 7,000 Bitcoin miners and used its energy production capabilities to mine Bitcoin with its excess energy. Given the price of Bitcoin was approximately $5,000 when Greenridge began the mining operation, the company now markets itself as a Bitcoin miner with its own power plant, and even merged with a public company in March 2021. Okay, so that being said, ESG policies directly target the amount of natural gas that can be emitted at oil fields. And when natural gas is flared, like what I just showed you on the other website, the methane in the natural gas is broken down into carbon. Unfortunately, flaring operations can be inefficient at breaking down methane, and as we touched on earlier, methane is more polluting than carbon. Companies like Crusoe Energy Systems, Easy Blockchain, Great American Mining, that website I just went to, and Upstream Data are taking advantage of an oversaturated natural gas market. The mobility of Bitcoin mining and the desire to reduce pollution by installing modular generator setups at oil fields, which otherwise flared or vented natural gas and efficiently turn it into electricity to mine Bitcoin. This strategy makes the energy producers more revenue efficient and reduces their pollution footprint. Lastly, a side effect of all this energy use that we've not touched upon in this report is the amount of heat that mining operations emit. Bitcoin mining operations have popped up in Iceland, Russia, and other cold climates to curtail the cooling costs associated with mining. It's currently possible and may have become practical to decrease HVAC and air conditioning costs and heating to reduce the price of heating homes in cold climates and the heat emitted by Bitcoin mining. There are even reports of miners using heat emissions to warm greenhouses and chicken coops. We can look towards these innovations for a glimpse into the future applications of Bitcoin mining activities. So then people say, well, I've used this argument. I say, well, Visa uses more power. Okay, Visa does not use more power than Bitcoin. Not Visa transactions, but the entire infrastructure propping Visa and all the Visa transaction rails up uses more transactions. That is something that I have to clarify from arguments that I've used before. Simply misleading our statements comparing third-party payment processors to Bitcoin. The argument is that third-party payment processors like Visa spend far less energy than Bitcoin while also facilitating more transaction volume. Visa uses a small fraction, 0.25 terawatt per hour versus 125 terawatt per hour of the energy Bitcoin does, and handles an average of 150 million transactions every day, and is capable of handling more than 24,000 transactions per second, opposed to Bitcoin's approximately 300 to 400,000. As with Bitcoin's comparison to countries, this is incomplete due to two important factors: the actual energy used by Visa and the transaction scalability of Bitcoin. Visa payment rails are held up by much more than just the Visa technology stack. It is difficult to directly allocate how much energy Visa depends on to facilitate transactions, since the currencies transactions are government issued currencies. Visa's success depends on the success of separate systems. Visa's token is not native to its network like Bitcoin's. Without diving into the war machine or the petrodollar argument of the US dollar stability that is thrown around on social media, it is certainly the case that the Visa system is predicated on a lot more than just the system itself. If we could consider the energy use of various institutions and industries, the true cost of Visa makes up some parts of paper currency in minting, banking system, and defense energy consumption. Where Bitcoin diverges from that, and why proponents are so excited about it, is that Bitcoin's payment network transmits native Bitcoin tokens to settle transactions with finality governed by the same rules and protocol. Bitcoin is more than the payment network. Bitcoin is also money that is transmitted. And then they go on more here, but I have to, about the Bitcoin, all the different layers of Bitcoin that can take away from a lot of the pollution and power mechanisms that are happening on the bottom layer. But I don't have time to really go into that. I did want to touch on Nick Carter's article a little bit more because he makes an amazing point down here. Okay, he says. He talks about comparisons between Bitcoin mining and gold mining, and it makes a really good point. Let's see here. He talks about how proof of work is extremely viable and it is crucial to the democratization and distribution of Bitcoin in a decentralized manner. And so he has some great points right there. I'm going to link these articles in the video description, so you'll be able to take a look for yourself. I'd highly recommend reading these two articles. Bitcoin offers high assurance final settlement. This means transactors can trust that value transfers are absolutely final within a short period of time. This permits Bitcoin to scale to enormous size. Billion-dollar transactions are common and settle without incident. Can you do that with Visa? No. Bitcoin is therefore best understood as a high-integrity utility scale settlement network, similar to Fedwire. So let's see here. One transaction can therefore settle thousands of off-chain or near-chain transactions on any of these third-party networks. So Bitcoin can be global money without changes. Let's see here. Oh man, I just don't have time to go through this stuff, but this is a really good article. We know that Bitcoin handles a relatively small number of final settlements, but this is in no way a constraint on the system. We don't think of Fedwire or chips as constrained due to their relatively small number of settlements. We know that most of Bitcoin's energy is due to initial coin issuance, which is declining with time. We've looked at some toy fee models that has ascertained the doomsday scenarios are exaggerated. We know that Bitcoin and Visa transactions aren't comparable, and we know that scaling Bitcoin involves building out deferred settlement payment systems on higher layers, which ultimately settle to a small number of payments on the base layer, therefore less energy consumption. So next time you open an article on Bitcoin's energy consumption, ask yourself, would this person pass Bitcoin 101? If this answer is no, you can safely disregard his or her opinion. Therefore, we can disregard Bill Maher and Charlie Munger's opinion on Bitcoin. Okay, that being said, and then here's the website for that Great American Mining that is using these portable Bitcoin mining trailers to go out to where they're flaring natural gas and stuff like that, and using that extra energy to mine Bitcoin. It's a pretty genius idea. They're based out of Dallas. So I'll link all this stuff in the video description. I have to go. Let me go here to the chat comments here real quick. What do you think about the growth potential of the Theta Network? I think it's huge. It's why I'm invested in it. It's why I'm broadcasting on it. With Theta Network 3.0 coming out in June 30th here, or is it May 30th? I don't know. It's pretty soon. And right now is the time to build, and I've been buying up and everything like that. Not my advice, it's just what I'm doing. And so Theta Network, Chainlink, Bitcoin, and Ethereum are my top 4 holds. And there's a reason for that, and there's a reason why I broadcast on Theta. There's just so much going on. It is more than just a bandwidth sharing, streaming type of optimization platform and streaming platform. It is June 30th. Okay, thank you. It is a Ethereum virtual-like machine. It is a blockchain in itself, and it allows smart contracts, NFTs. It allows you to swap tokens. It allows you to mint your own tokens. I minted my own Eureka tokens. EKA is the Theta ticker. I'm not going to do anything with them, so don't buy them. But I just wanted to dick around with it and try it. And who knows? Maybe one day down the road, I might try to take all this stuff full time. But until then, I still got to go clock in at work and do the deal, and get my paycheck and contribute to the GDP. So, yeah. Oh, man, I've gone on way too long this morning. I got all excited and, jeez, I'm glad I can get excited. Every single day in crypto, sometimes I find myself doing this every single morning and I get a little burnt out and I'm just like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about, man, or nobody likes me and all this stuff. Don't let imposter syndrome get you down. Keep on going about your day and doing stuff that you love and that you're interested in, and keep learning. Never stop learning. So, all right, man. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, and leave, if you're on YouTube or whatever, give a thumbs up. It helps me. I'm not trying to bum money, but I'll take a thumbs up. All right, man. Bye.